Momentous movements often begin with the foresight of a single mind. The late Padma Shri Santokba Durlabhji inspired just such a movement. Known as the Emerald King, he had within him a heart of pure gold. Wishing to give back to the society that had given him so much, he established the Santokba Durlabhji Trust in 1958. He then followed it up with a not-for-profit Santokba Durlabhji Memorial Hospital in 1971.
When we were celebrating 50 years of the formation of the trust last year, I had two options. One, I could have an Asha Bhosle night, which would cost a couple of crores and would give joy for one evening and nothing subsequently. Or we could come up with a series of programs really designed to help people in need, people in distress. Outreach is a program designed to enable us to reach out to people that we could not reach out to earlier. We found that there were many people coming to the hospital, but we found there were many people who weren't. And my father had always told us that we should walk the extra mile to help people who couldn't make it.
Instead of walking just that one extra mile, the entire hospital now travels up to 100 miles away, just to be available to those people who cannot come to them. Greeted like returning families and accorded the welcome of medieval conquering troops, the doctors at Santokba are motivated by the welcoming smiles of those who greet them.
People celebrate the fact that genuine medical aid has arrived. People celebrate the fact that there is no agenda. I think Santokba has an integrity of its own, primarily because it is not a corporate hospital. The moment you said Santokba, people said yes, the right doctors have arrived, the right medicines will be given, the right treatment will follow. The level of acceptance is huge because it is Santokba.
Daily wage earners cannot afford to forego work to travel to Jaipur for medical aid. So, the Outreach Department of Santokba holds health camps in villages outside of Jaipur. The overwhelming response and the number of registrations for these camps inspired the launch of the Aam Janta card. This card provides the patient consultations at ₹30 and discounts on investigations and hospitalization expenses.
It's like family members coming to them and providing them services. And the response of public in these areas has been overwhelming.
कैंप बहुत अच्छा लगे और अभी कैंप लगेगा तो और आऊँगी।
बढ़िया कैंप लगे है, बढ़िया व्यवस्था है, दवाई अच्छी दे हैं, अच्छी तरह जांच कर दवाई मान लो दे दी, कोई तकलीफ नहीं है।
बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हैं, हम क्या खुश हैं, पूरा फुलेरा की जनता खुश है इस कैंप को लेकर के।
Extending its reach even to urban slums like Jhalana Dungri in Jaipur, Santokba conducts a daily health clinic where consultation and medicines are free of charge.
And it is something that has made a difference not only to the people that we serve, it has made a huge difference to the people who serve. There is a greater compassion, there is a greater mellowness. I think they return much better human beings.
After doing camps and other outreach activities, we are satisfied that we have done something for the society. Something that we don't expect anything in return for.
I think there is an element of goodness in everybody which often gets suppressed. I think everybody likes to do something that is good and to do something for the lot of people that otherwise would have nothing going for them, especially in a country like India where you don't have bipolarity in society, the rich and the poor, but you have several strata of society, from people who have nothing to eat to people who gorge. So I think when there is a genuine program imbibed with the right values and pursued with vigor, they will react. We have not only the hospital responding, we have institutions and organizations within the city wanting to link up with us.
Acknowledging the phenomenal results that Santokba was achieving, the government naturally approached the hospital to adopt 15 of their Anganwadi programs. In these programs, volunteers go from door to door, urging expectant women and mothers to attend the free maternal and child healthcare camps that are set up by Santokba in the vicinity. Keeping children in mind, Santokba also extended its hand to the SOS village in Jaipur. These abandoned but intrinsically happy children are given free inpatient and outpatient treatment at Santokba.
दुर्लभ जी के नाम सुन के ऐसा लगता है जैसे कभी अचानक कोई बच्चा बीमार हो जाता है। मुझे लगता है हम जाएंगे और पहुंचेंगे, वो हमें अपनी परिवार की तरह डील करेंगे। हमें कोई ऐसा नहीं लगेगा कि हम एक नए हॉस्पिटल में आए हैं।
Santokba was not the first and will certainly not be the last to recognize that children are indeed the future that we need to nurture. Free monthly OPDs are conducted for the children at Bal Bhavan, a creative resource center for underprivileged children. The doctors are now considered a part of the children's extended family. In fact, 2 promising boys are also being educated free for a year. Santokba also felt the need and the calling to be part of the inspirational work being done at Disha and Umang towards rehabilitation of the disabled. A senior physiotherapist visits the centers each week to help design specialized physiotherapy sessions for the children. Devinder, a 19-year-old boy, was unable to walk from childhood. At Santokba, he underwent multiple corrective surgeries on his legs at no charge to him.
अगर मैं दुर्लभ जी हॉस्पिटल में नहीं जाता तो मेरे पैर वैसे ही रह जाते, टेढ़े ही रह जाते। मैं ये सोचता था कि मैं चल ही नहीं पाऊंगा। अब ऑपरेशन के बाद मैं ऐसे सोचता हूँ कि मैं अब चल पाऊंगा। उम्मीद है।
Hope being a powerful emotion, Santokba does everything it can to keep it alive in these children and young adults.
कुछ करिए नस नस मेरी खोले हाय कुछ करिए चक दे इंडिया चक दे इंडिया चक दे इंडिया चक दे इंडिया।
You know, I told the group that is doing outreach, I said, please, if you confine yourself to health, you're going to do me a great disservice. Please attack each and every issue that crops up. The bottom line is try to make an impact. Don't confine yourself to areas medical.
Education being the next big thrust of Santokba, 4 children have been granted scholarships for a year initially with the Initiative for Viable Education in Amritsar. 4 other children are sponsored through Sahyog Sanstha, an NGO that holistically develops socially deprived children.
हमारे आसपास और भी बच्चे हैं जो स्कूल नहीं जाते हैं। ये उनको बोलती भी हूँ आंटी इनको पढ़ाओ, पढ़ाते नहीं हैं। पढ़ेंगे तो अच्छा तो लगेगा।
मेरे पापा गाड़ी साफ करते हैं, मेरे मम्मी पोछा झाड़ू करते हैं। स्कूल आना अच्छा लगता है।
So education is important, fun is important. Making HIV kids feel that they are part of society, that they are not to be shunned or eschewed or ostracized. I think that is important. And when you ask them what they really wanted to do, they wanted to go to McDonald's for an evening. It's all about providing the little inputs of joy and happiness that you can.
Not only is a child's education sponsored at Faith, but Santokba undertook to vaccinate all the children against hepatitis B, typhoid and chickenpox.
We didn't have a clearly spelled out strategy, we didn't have a line of action, we didn't have a blueprint. We just had a heart and we had gut instinct and we had fervor and passion.
This gut instinct gave birth to what is possibly Outreach's most heartening initiative. Called Nanhi Chha, our volunteers found a novel way of welcoming life by presenting mothers with another fragile living being. Each new mother is given a sapling to nurture, cherish and bring up with her very own precious daughter.
A girl is welcome in a family twice. Once when she is born, once she comes as a dulhan when she is married. So rather than giving them a blessing and a prasad which is eaten and consumed there, they decided that give them samplings which is cherished as the God's blessings and they are looked after. So girl is looked after, the sapling is looked after, and we are able to tell them the importance of girl child.
One factor is missing from the psyche of the Indian family, the DNA of the Indian child, is health as a positive. Unless sports becomes a way of life, we will not have health as a positive. I wanted to take a step in the direction of sports tournaments.
Starting with a tennis tournament for the doctors of Jaipur, the aim was to get people out of their homes and get moving. Promoting health through sports was only one side of the coin. Finding, nurturing and promoting new sporting talent was the other side of the same coin.
During the tennis tournament in the summer that we conducted, we spotted a young boy called Shashikant from Jodhpur.
मैं बहुत ही गरीब परिवार का हूँ। मेरे पापा टैक्सी ड्राइवर है। मैं बैंक में पानी पिलाने का काम करता था। मैंने टीवी में टेनिस देखा कि ये तो मैं भी खेल सकता हूँ। बैंक में से जो पैसे मिलते थे वो बचा के फिर टेनिस का रैकेट लेके आया। मैं रैकेट तो लेके आ गया, फिर खेलूँगा कहाँ पर?
He did not have 300 rupees to pay his coach. So he worked as a peon, he studied as a student, he learned tennis as a trainee, and he worked his way through 1.5 years and played brilliant tennis.
फिर योगी सर ने देखा मुझे तो बोला है कि आप फटे हुए जूतों में कैसे खेलता हूँ? कि मैं तो खेल लेता हूँ, ऐसे ही मन लगा के खेलता हूँ, नीचे ध्यान ही नहीं देता हूँ। योगी सर ने बोला आप बहुत अच्छा खेलते हो, हम आपको जो भी सुविधा चाहिए वो हम आपको देंगे। कोचेस की जो फीस होती है वो, और योगी सर खुद खिलाते हैं सुबह मुझे। जहाँ मैं अभी खड़ा हूँ ये तो सारा योगी सर पे जाता है।
And this guy is a transformed kid. You know, you see the joy in his eyes and you see the spring in his step, and I want to do things like this through our sports program. Identify poor, talented kids and give them a start.
With so many of its goals already scaled within the first year of outreach functioning, much more still remains to be done. Work has begun on a micro-health insurance model so that a corpus is built up to provide quality medical care to the masses. A customized medical van will soon be ready to treat urban slum dwellers and the economically weaker sections of society.
What I feel is, you know, where was I all these years? What was I wasting my time with corporate India for? But then I discovered the hospital. And once I was in the hospital, I discovered outreach. I'm not involved with the business and I'm just focused on rural healthcare and rural poor and camps and villages. I'll march to the music I hear because it's not even given to everyone to hear that music.
What the late Padma Shri Khel Shankar Durlabhji started as a single musical refrain has today grown into a powerful orchestral crescendo.
If my father were alive today And if I would ask him to look critically at the various components of my life, I think the one program that would give him the greatest joy would be outreach, because that would be closest to his heart.